Are the powers and exponent the same? What is the difference? A power has a base and exponent. Base is the repeated factors, and exponent is the number of times the base is multiplied by itself. So we want to write 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 as a power. So first, our base is 4, because this is a number that multiplied by itself. And our exponent is the number of times the base is multiplied by itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our power is 4 to the 5th. Now let's practice. Write each product as a power. So for the first one, the base is 9, and the exponent is 1, 2, 3. The second one, the base is 3, and the exponent is 1, 2, 2. Next, write each power as a repeated factor. So here I can write this as 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. 1 can be written as 1 times 1 times 1. Find the value of each power. So here I can write this as 5 times 5 times 5, which is equal to 5 times 5, 25, 25 times 5, 125. 1 squared can be written as 1 times 1. Now, some powers have special names. Perfect square, a whole number multiplied by itself. So here I can say 1 is a perfect square because there is a number that I multiply by itself, namely 1, and I can, find 1. 4 is a perfect square because there is a number that I multiply by itself, and I get 4. So 2 times 2 is 4. Similarly, we have perfect cube, a whole number multiplied by itself twice. Here we say 1 is a perfect cube because there is a number that I multiply by itself twice and I get 1. 8 is a perfect cube because I can multiply 2 by itself twice. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. Now let's look at how to read powers. First one can be read as 4 squared, or we can also read this one as 4 to the 2nd. Next one can be read it as 7 cubed or 7 to the 3rd. This one we can read it as 4 to the 5th. Now here let's do some practice. Underline the numbers that are perfect squares and why. So we look at the number 1. We know that number 1 is a perfect square because there is a number that I can multiply by itself and I get 1. 6 is not a perfect square because I don't have any whole number that I can multiply by itself and I get 6. 9 is a perfect square because I have a whole number 3 that I can multiply by itself and I get 9. 20 is not a perfect square, same as, number 6. What about 64? 64 is a perfect square because I have a number 8 that I multiply by itself and I get 64. So let's practice for the perfect cubes. Is 1 a perfect cube? Yes, because 1 times 1 times 1 is giving us 1. What about 3? 3 is not a perfect cube. What about 8? 8 is the perfect cube because 8 can be written as 2 times 2 times 2. 27 is a perfect cube because 27 can be written as 3 times 3 times 3. So we have a number, we have a whole number 3 that I can multiply by itself twice and I get 27. So 27 is a perfect square. What about 30? 30 is not a perfect square. Perfect cube, I should say. Okay, next let's look at some word problems. What is the area of this square? So we are looking at the geometric shape. So the square, the side length is 10 inches. So we know the area is going to be side length squared, which is our formula to find the area of a square. So here our length is 10. It's squared. So area is going to be 100 square inches. Now, next, the smallest square has a side length of 2 centimeters. So I can write here 2 centimeters. The side of each square is twice the side of the previous one. So this one is going to be twice of the size of previous one. So this side length is 2 times 2. What about this one? So if this one is 4, this one is going to be twice of that one. And if this one is 8, this is going to be twice of that one. Now they're asking us to write a power to represent the side length of the largest square and then find its length. So we know the side length is 2 times 2 times 2. So we know 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 2 is 16 centimeters.